Hey, I'm Chris. Welcome to Chris Creates the World. Recently, I graduated from university, stopped working, and booked a one-way ticket to Europe. This summer, I'm going to bring you along as we discover new people, places, and food. And hopefully, by living my dream, I can inspire you to create the world you want to live in. On this channel, we do everything from paddleboarding to eating Parisian pastries, and might even go to a music festival or two. Some of the places we are going include Normandy, France, Luxembourg, Belgium, Bavaria, and beyond. Come and see the world we're creating today. Hello and good morning on this fateful day. It is June 6, 2022. We're here at Omaha Beach in Normandy, France at 6:30 a.m. 78 years exactly when the U.S. infantry landed on this beach to liberate Europe. Today we're continuing our trip around Normandy, seeing all the World War II sites. We're going to focus a little more on the infantry side today, in the beach landing, seeing Omaha. We're going to go to Point Du Hoc, and then we'll obviously do the cemetery. We're also going to go to Lacombe, the German cemetery, and hopefully end up over at the D-Day Experience Museum over at Carentan. So a little more of the airborne stuff that we didn't get to yesterday. That is what we can look forward to in this video at Omaha Beach. Pretty surreal experience. It's calm, it's quiet, it's beautiful. Sunrise. There's a lot of people out here just looking around. Water's calm, but there's people out here in their full military period style costumes, cosplays, dressed up as soldiers. There's this tradition that they have where people will come and drop roses into the ocean, into the waves, and they'll just slowly sit there and either wash in or wash out to pay tribute to the fallen. And I thought that was really touching and really cool. Omaha Beach was 4 miles long, and I had to take back Europe. Cool experience that I've always kind of wanted to be here for. Being here at 6:30 is a trek to get up. I only got like 5.5 hours of sleep, but we're here, man, making the world happen. We're gonna go to our next stop. All right, now we're here at Point Du Hoc. This is a little peninsula on some cliffs between Omaha and Utah Beach, and the Germans had a lot of huge cannons, big guns here, and so they sent the Rangers up here to take care of them. So they landed at 7:10 in the morning from the landing craft. They pulled up to these cliffs and they shot rocket-propelled grapple hooks up, carrying ropes. They used rope ladders to climb up these cliffs under German fire to take these guns. It had been heavily shelled by US battleships and bombing raids beforehand, and they left all of the craters here. And as you can see, they're pretty big. Down here, these things are taller than I am. And there was this observation post out here that the Germans defended. There used to be a huge gun here, but they moved them inland because some of them got destroyed in the bombs. So the Rangers landed, fought and fought and fought, took this bunker and made it their command post. I think I lied. I think that might have been an anti-aircraft gun position, because this is a gun position. That's a big gun that would have been here. Crazy to see these ruins, man, like they just built these. Or is a crazy thing. And now we're at one of the main pillbox bunkers, looking out over the point. Looks just like a pillbox that you see in the movies. You know, it's got the barbed wire and the little thing you're looking out of. But yeah, I spent quite a bit of time talking to a cool Australian guy named Pete. Knew a lot about the war, and interesting to chat with him. We talked about how it's kind of strange it is being here. You see these things and it's hard to imagine. You know, these Rangers scaling these cliffs. It's unbelievable, really. It just seems like something out of a story sometimes. There's little boats out there fishing that you can see, and kind of gives you an idea of scale of how it might have looked for ships coming in, but you just try to imagine it. Crazy, and I almost find it symbolic that it's so sunny and beautiful. Like, you couldn't ask for a more perfect morning here. And I kind of take that as some symbolism of, you know, healing that's been done. Hopefully. I mean, these things are here forever. No one will forget this. We're gonna keep exploring though, see some more of the bunkers. All right. So there you can see more installations behind me. And so the Rangers here fought for, it was something like 22 hours straight. And they fought pretty hard. They took some ground. They captured different bunkers and survived different counterattacks. The Germans used the anti-aircraft weapons against the infantry. This point was so crucial because they used it as a middle point to launch stuff onto Omaha and Utah Beach. It was a crucial point that the Allies really needed done. So they had bombed it and bombed it and bombed it before, and then sent the Rangers here to take them out. The Germans actually, one of them got damaged. One of the guns got damaged. They took them inland. And then put these fake like poles up, like wooden poles, so it looked like there were still guns. So the reconnaissance reported they were still here. So they got here and couldn't find anything. They actually, a few of them snuck off and found them just sitting in a field, not being used with all their shells. They rendered them useless by destroying some little things on them, and then returned here and then held out for a day or two under constant fire until they got reinforcements. They were running so low on ammo that some of them had to use German weapons, and then there was actually some crossfire when the reinforcements got here, and 2 Rangers accidentally died from friendly fire, unfortunately. Every time I hear World War II stories, this one is the one that just blows my mind. Like, I cannot wrap my head around Point Du Hoc here. It's crazy. Fascinating to finally be here. But we're gonna keep moving on. Yeah, so I'm not gonna lie, there's parts of this that are just like a concrete wasteland. Some of the holes and stuff is just gnarly. It's really crazy to see kind of what became of it. There's a few of the bunkers you can go inside. Most of them are barbed wired off. There's a few you can go into, so it's kind of cool. That's Point Du Hoc, one of the craziest stories from World War II, in my opinion. It's a cool place to see, and it's one of the best kept. There's still a lot of stuff here to see, whereas a lot of the beaches are, you know, they're redone. So probably one of the most close to original kept. It might be touristy, I'm not sure, you can't tell, but there's some cool stuff here. Add it to your list, come check it out. We're gonna move on. Hey, still at Point Du Hoc, but real quick, just wanted to say, on one of the plaques it said that 225 Rangers left the ships that morning, and only 90 of them made it to the top. They fought for 2 days to get a stretch of land that took me 5 minutes to walk across. It's crazy. Alright, we're now at the American Cemetery near Omaha Beach. Scoured for a long time to find someone from Utah. Found James D. Longnecker, part of the 82nd Airborne Division. Died on June 7th. Survived D-Day and then made it one more day. So if anyone knows anyone with the Longneckers, send them this video. I don't know if there's any around, but there's over 4,000 burials here. They all have their name, the day they died, their unit, and where they're from. Some of them can't be identified, and so it just has kind of a Halloween description that only God knows who it is. But on the 6th of June, they have a ceremony. There's a color guard and some speeches given by the U.S. General and the mayor of the town. So it's interesting, fascinating to see. There's a flyover. But yeah, there's just so much here, and I can't help but think every single one of these has so many stories to share. You know, at least they have one of, you know, what happened, what went wrong, and to think of all the different stories that there are. Every single one of these was a person. On the D-Day anniversary and on Memorial Day, they put French-American flags on all the grave sites here, all 9,000 and some odd. At the beginning of the day, the French and American flags were at half-mast here, and then during the ceremony they raised them. There's a few veterans here as well, and it was fascinating to see them as they arrived. You can see the lookout view of the beaches. That's pretty intense as well. Very hallowed place to be, very sacred. You can walk around and see so many different names and places. It's a strange and reverent experience. Had a little bit of a moment there with James. It was kind of cool. I was just telling him that, you know, he wouldn't believe how much Utah's changed, how much it's grown. He probably wouldn't even recognize it anymore. I don't even know where he's from, but he might be from a small town. Told him, you know, I just graduated from the University of Utah, and because of him and what he did, I was able to come over kind of like him, but I was able to celebrate with French people and go to the festivals kind of in his honor. All the people celebrating the 82nd yesterday and what they did. If you want to see that video, you're welcome to click on it. I'll put it in one of these. But they're moving on. They have a little chapel as well. They have kind of a cool tiled painting on the ceiling honoring the fallen, so to speak. And they also have some statues, commemorative statues. One represents France and the other represents the United States of America. You can kind of tell which one's which just by looking at the little details. So this has been an enlightening experience, very humbling. So I hope you enjoyed a little glimpse of this. Make sure you come on your own time. And of course you will if you're coming here. It's the #1 stop. Anyways, we'll catch you later on down the trail. Found another Utah, David Vance, 2nd Lieutenant of the 326th Bomber Squadron. He died in August. Ironically enough, both the Utah graves I visited had an extra little American flag there, meaning someone else visited them today and came here just for them. I don't know where he's from in Utah, but if you guys know any Vances, feel free to send this video their way. Told him kind of the same things. You know, you wouldn't believe how much Utah's grown. Told him thank you for what he did, because I get to do something kind of similar. I get to fly over here, but instead I get to, you know, make friends and go to festivals and stuff and enjoy peace, unlike they did, because of what they did though. Interesting little note there. Alright, we found a shady spot at our next destination, which is Cambe. It is the German War Cemetery, which I thought would be interesting to come to. I see a lot of people kind of recommend it, and I thought it'd be, why not go? But it wasn't actually built until I think the 60s. It's not quite as large as the American cemetery in size and number of people buried. There's about 8,000. Similar to the US one, there's succinct graves for every person. There's 2 names to a headstone, and then throughout they have these stacks of 5 crosses. The US is the white ones, and these are darker lava stone. Some of them have little wreaths around them to show an extra little bit of love from whoever came to visit them. And then in the middle there is a giant mound with another big cross on it. It's got some inscriptions on it. Everything's in German, as you would expect. And you can go up the back side of it and stand on top and look out over the whole cemetery. And it's actually a pretty beautiful, peaceful place. Quiet, much more solemn and somber, and I don't know if I would say bleak, but different than the US cemetery for sure. Looking around, you can find different names, all these German names, right? They have the dates on them as well, their birth date and death date, unless they don't know their names, and it just says Ein deutscher Soldat, a German soldier. Sometimes it'll say 5 deutscher Soldaten, 5 German soldiers. You stop and look at these names, and some of them are 18, man. Makes you wonder. Stop there and I'd look at their thing and I'd ask them, why were you here? Did you believe in your Fuhrer and his cause? Were you scared? Did you join out of fear? Were you forced to? Did you pillage and steal from any of these French people? Did you perhaps fall in love with a local girl? Fall in love with their food? Maybe anyone special back in Germany? There's a few that died on June 6th. I look at them, I thought, wonder, what did you think that night when you saw all these parachutes falling out of the sky? Or when you woke up and you saw 700 ships out in the British Channel? Did you think you would die that day? Strange concept. I don't know. Fascinating visit though. I would come. Germany is a proud country. I have absolute respect for the country of Germany, right, and their people. So yeah, again, fascinating visit. But that about wraps our time up here at Cambe, the German War Cemetery. So we're gonna move on, go get some lunch. Hopefully, dude, I am starving. And then we're taking quarantine.
That sounds like fun.
So we're gonna go over there, try and go to the D-Day Experience Museum. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. All right, stopped for a quick second in the town of Quarantin. It was cool. They had some streamers and stuff going around, but there wasn't much going on. I was mostly just looking for food. Found myself a little pizza. It was nice. Now we're at the Experience D-Day Museum, so we're gonna jump on into it and see what it's like inside. All right, so they have a flight simulator thing that you can go on. First, you go through a little briefing room, and they brief you on what your mission is.
I need your attention. If the weather forecast is confirmed, in 5 minutes, you will be in the air, heading for France.
And they take you into this little C-37 plane that you would have boarded. It's not a full replica, it's a little bigger even. So you get on it and you sit down and then it takes off and you see other little things out the window and you see some ships, lights turn red. You start seeing enemy fire in the skies and other planes going down, and then you get hit and some smoke starts coming out. So it's kind of fun, a cool little experience. And then they have this whole museum afterwards that you can check out, and it's kind of cool. They feature a lot of stories you can look at, and there's a bunch of wax figures, just a bunch of different stuff you can look at and explore and learn a bit about. So kind of cool. So that's gonna do it for the D-Day experience and the D-Day vlog. Thank you guys for watching. I super appreciate it. Hope you had fun. Hope you got something out of this. I'm gonna dedicate this video to someone who gave birth to one of my best World War II buddies. Watch World War II movies and talk about World War II all the time. So Jill, Lisenby, this one's for you. Thanks for Mason. Appreciate you and your support throughout the years and your graduation gift. You guys are awesome. Also, if you guys are interested in any of the travel gear I got, stuff I'm using, I have Amazon links in the description down below. Make sure you check those out. And also, if you enjoyed this video, if you're excited to see more of Europe, we're moving on to Luxembourg, Belgium, Germany, and beyond. Just click the little subscribe button. It's free, doesn't cost you anything, and it helps me out a ton, and you'll get to see a bunch more cool videos. Go create the world.